Open, which starts tonight our time in Chicago. Of recent times, Norman has been using a metal driver, but is willing to sacrifice the distance he gets with that club for the accuracy of his old wood on the narrow Medinah fairways, the second longest course in the history of the US Open. And the world's best, including Nick Faldo, Payne Stewart and Jack Nicklaus, will be out there to tame it, while Curtis Strange is chasing his third straight US Open crown.
The odds are very much against me, I know that, and the odds were against me last year because it hadn't been done in a long time, and they're very much against me this time. But if I can focus and keep all this stuff out of, out of my mind, and especially the first couple of days, you never know.
Tim Simpson, Scott Simpson and Jeff Sluman lead the way on 6 under par. Mike Donald and Steve Jones are a stroke behind. Norman, David Graham and Craig Parry are even with the card, while Steve Elkington, Wayne Grady and Peter Senior were over par after the first round. The Chicago Medinah Country Club layout was tailor-made for the early starters, and Tim Simpson took advantage of it.
Right you are, Jerry. Very makeable.
Bill Glasson is only 4 shots off the pace after carding a 70.
Bill's one of the long hitters on tour.
Oh, goodness!
Jose Maria Olazabal had a mixed day for his 73.
Yes.
Tim Simpson went to the top of the leaderboard at the 17th.
Oh, yes.
Curtis Strange is attempting 3 straight Open victories and carded 1 over.
Oh, beautiful putt.
That would be good.
Greg Norman's touch on the greens at times was uncanny.
Down and across.
You'd say that was a pretty good lag putt.
While Greg putted conventionally, Mike Donald manufactured a style of his own. Norman finished the day in frustration on the 18th green. US PGA champion Payne Stewart struggled around in 73 and needed this for a par.
Another routine par.
1988 PGA winner Jeff Sluman is again in form and can't be discounted. Former Open winner Scott Simpson teed off late and with a solid round joined Tim Simpson, no relation, and Jeff Sluman in the lead. And beware the Golden Bear, who opened with a fine 71, to be right in the thick of things early in proceedings. Day 2 of the US Open with only 4 making the cut. Joint overnight leader Tim Simpson is by himself at the top of the leaderboard by 1 shot from Jeff Sluman, with Mike Donald another shot further back. Craig Parry at 1 under is the best placed Australian, while Wayne Grady and Peter Senior missed the cut. The Medinah Country Club course had been kind to Scott Simpson, but that all changed today. Jeff Sluman is striking the ball superbly and flew everything at the flagstick.
That looks really good there. Ooh.
Welshman Ian Woosnam wasn't prepared to let the Open be an all-American affair, but no one told Tim Simpson. He birdied the 16th and 18th to be in the clubhouse at 8 under par.
Oh, boy. Huh? Long.
Greg Norman's game from tee to green was a little shaky, but he hung in all day long. Woosnam was 7 under at the 17th, but a duff chip, followed by a 3 putt, saw him drop back to 4 under. Mark Brooks played the front 9 and 5 under par and is only 3 shots out of the lead.
And he's 9 under par. He's tied for the lead.
Greg Norman had to make par at 18 to beat the cut.
And again he does.
Nine's live coverage continues tomorrow morning at 3:30.
Players are within 7 shots of the leaders, Americans Mike Donald and Billy Ray Brown. Craig Parry is on 5 under, 3 strokes ahead of Norman. Steve Elkington and David Graham appear to be giving away too much start.
The Medinah Country Club was peaceful until Nick Faldo copped a blast from a bunch of hecklers on the 17th.
A bogey at 16. Now,
Faldo kept his cool and the birdie.
Now Nick Faldo for birdie. Well done, Nick.
Craig Parry at one stage was 6 under, but no doubt happy to finish 2 shots out of the lead. Curtis Strange is after 3 straight Opens and is also at 5 under.
She went right in the middle.
It was a day of missed opportunities. Billy Ray Brown had his chance to take the lead.
Yep.
Mike Donald had no excuse for this. And while Tim Simpson showed how it was done, this was only to save par.
There's the All-American 5 right there.
Scott Simpson hit a brick wall over the concluding holes and dropped from 9 to 4 under par. For a split second, Mark Brooks thought he was in the lead, while Jeff Sluman rode this one home to be well in contention. Nine's live coverage of the final round tomorrow morning from 3:30. Alan Thomas, National 9 News.
Yes, it's the final round of the Open Championship, and this is Medinah on a gorgeous summer afternoon with another great crowd gathered. The sun shines, the wind is up. That means that the final question on American Golf's annual examination paper will be a difficult one. 68 students of the game are taking the exam, and here are the current leaders. Billy Ray Brown and Mike Donald, of course, they haven't started yet. Neither have Tim Simpson, Larry Nelson, Jeff Sluman, or Mark Brooks. So many just behind them. All of these, except Fuzzy Zeller at the bottom at 5 under par. Strange and Norman, Faldo, Olazabal of Spain, Mike Reed, Steve Jones. Steve Jones 6 under on today's round. To the right of the screen, of course, the number of holes that they have played. Larry Mize and Chip Beck, Mike Hulbert, Scott Hoke, Scott Simpson there, Tom Siegman and Jack Nicklaus, 3 under par. Strokes at the end of the second round. Now within 3 shots of the lead. If he makes this putt, he'll be within 2 and tied for second place with Billy Ray Brown. And so he is.
He's got to keep doing this, Jim, if he's going to perhaps win this championship.
There it is. 2 shots for Mike Donald over Norman and Billy Ray Brown by 3 over Faldo, Tim Simpson, Larry Mize, Curtis Strange at 5 under, the Spaniard, Irwin still in it. Now Greg Norman, 4th shot on the par 5. Hale Irwin for a birdie at the 14th hole. This would tie him for 3rd. And so it does. Hale Irwin getting it to 7 under, 2 shots out of the lead.
As Nick Faldo has this for birdie at 11. Nick Faldo at 7 under and 2 shots back. And the Grand Slam possibilities start to creep into everyone's mind. Mike Donald at 9 under. Billy Ray Brown will drop back, and Faldo and Irwin at 7. And Greg Norman has this most essential putt for par to keep any chance alive for his championship.
I think the way the wind's blowing, Hale can take 7 iron to carry the bunker. Well, it's to the right side.
And it doesn't get over that hump in the middle of the green, so he's going to have a difficult putt. He'll take a 2-putt from where he's at.
Because he knows what he's got left there is straight downhill.
Now, just a moment ago at 18, this was Hale Irwin. This very long putt for birdie over the hump in front of him.
His putt's about 60 feet.
Hale Irwin goes to 8 under par.
That's the fastest he's moved since he played football in Colorado.
And that might be as excited as Hale Irwin has ever been on a golf course. There's the number. It's now been posted. 8 under par. Hale Irwin with a round of 5 under 67. And he'll be able to sit back and watch
You know, that back nine was just about as exciting, I think, as I've ever had any 9 holes in golf, maybe even 18. I hit the ball, actually, all week I hit the ball extremely well, and I mentioned to your colleague, Dave Marr, that if I'd been putting well for the week, it would have been maybe not even a close contest, but I suppose that anybody can say that. But honestly, the longest putt I made until that last hole was about 12 feet. I just kept hitting the ball so close, and my caddy and I were talking coming up the fairway, said, you know, we're due for a long putt. You know, you just got to make a long putt somewhere, and here we go.
Here's the guy to tie you now.
Well, he's been there before. Nick Faldo's a great player, and you know, I'm in, but so's he now. So we'll see. It could be exciting coming down the stretch.
You've got 2 hours now waiting and a little nail biting.
I don't mind. I'm in, and Mike Donald has the lead, and Nick Faldo is now tied for second. And that's the way I'm looking at it. You can do what you can do, and I did my bit. I can't do any better.
Sure does. Mike Donald for par 12.
Might be the biggest putt of his life so far.
That was huge.
We join Nick Faldo for par at 16.
To remain 1 shot back. Ed Snead, any reason why he would use an iron off the tee there that you can think of?
Well, I don't think it was a bad play at 16, and I'm not going to say it was a bad play here, but I was very surprised at Nick being 1 behind. Now, if Hale Irwin were still on the golf course, it might be a different story, but Hale is finished.
Well, Nick's as long as I am. Ed and I just knocked it over the bunker there just a few minutes ago, so I see no reason why he couldn't have knocked it over the bunker.
I would think he could have hit a driver and maybe be going in here with about a 7 or an 8 iron.
That's right.
But he's got a 3 now.
Right.
212 yards.
Oh, be right to me. Be right.
Guess he knows what he's doing.
He knew exactly what he's doing.
He knew what he was doing, Jack. What can I say?
No, you can't say a thing. And he put the ball in the right place to putt from, too.
Now, Mike Donald for the par. If he misses this, he'll have his first bogey of the day and will drop into a tie for the lead with Hale Irwin, whose work is done for this championship, unless there's a playoff.
Oh, boy. Drilled it. Huh? He read it right, Jack.
Yep, it didn't break very much, did it?
No, it didn't. Great par, 12 effort. That drive.
That's why I guess I got to get my 50-year-old eyes checked.
Yes.
Here's a guy who's had something of a reputation for having a good early round and then backing off, but he has not backed off once today. Faldo now, he must make this putt to have any chance. Boy, huh? How close can you come? So there'll be no Grand Slam this year.
It is a hard shot. As Jack mentioned, the wind is playing havoc with the shot up in the air. Now, the putt he has is going to be downhill, and it should swing to his right somewhat. Starting to get interesting.
How do you feel now?
I feel 1 stroke better.
We're now tied. Hale Irwin, Mike Donald at 8 under par. First bogey of the day for Mike Donald, who had made a couple of beautiful saves here on the backside for par.
Do you believe it? Ooh. Whew. There's his mom. Again, Mike is a bachelor. It'll be a playoff tomorrow. 18 holes. Hale Irwin at age 45. Mike Donald at age 34. For Irwin, his chance to win a third Open. For Mike Donald, his first chance perhaps the only chance of a lifetime. There are his scores, 67, 70, 72, and 71.
And we are back at Medinah Country Club outside of Chicago, where the wind is definitely a factor today. And for the first time during this championship, it is blowing directly out of the north, and it is causing some problems for these two players on this Monday afternoon. So both players at 16 in the middle of the fairway. Mike Donald leads Hale Irwin by 2 shots.
Well, that's a good-looking shot if he has the right club. Should be. Well, he's rolling back down. It's going to be about 6 feet for a birdie.
Hale Irwin for birdie now to bring him to within 1 shot of Mike Donald.
Big putt.
Hale Irwin has just birdied the most difficult hole in this 1990 United States Open Championship. If he makes this, he will tie Mike Donald.
Good second putt here yesterday, and as Bob has said a number of times, very dangerous putt here.
This for birdie.
A little hard.
Now Mike Donald.
He's going to drive with that shallow face driver. It actually has the loft of a 2-wood. It's the one he's been driving with most of the time. In fact, all but maybe 8 or 9 holes of this championship.
That ball started left and is hooking. Going to be in the trees unless it gets a lucky break.
It is in the trees. It got through some of them. It's behind the bunker to the left of the fairway. So it's come to this. Mike Donald needs to make this par putt to win the 1990 United States Open Golf Championship. If he doesn't make bogey, we go to a 19th hole, and then Pearl Donald, Mike's mother.
Started just right of the flag. Needs to take that big hop.
Checked out.
And didn't.
He's gone the other way. He's gone with it way up in the air.
That ball's going to get all the way back to the flag with some spin on it. Leaves himself a perfect uphill putt from about 8 feet.
Not bad.
Ooh, there were a lot of breaks in that.
Not bad at all. Good touch.
So Hale Irwin, after watching Mike Donald, will go over and place his ball, and he has this putt for birdie to win the 1990 United States Open champion. In the process, become the oldest man to win it, and also the first man to win in this playoff format, the sudden death playoff format. Hale Irwin, his wife Sally, his daughter Becky, the winner of the 1990 United States Open Championship. And let's go to Bob Rosberg.
Mike, you can't feel anything but a winner. You played beautifully.
Well, it was a great week. I'm a little disappointed with the bogey at 18. With the putt, I gave a good chance. You know, I got a lot of friends back home that sent telegrams, and some of them flew up here, and it's just great to have friends and to be able to play this great game of golf.
Mike, I know you'll be good in the morning. It'll take some time, but great playing.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it, Bob.
Hale, your third one. Does this feel any differently than any of the others?
Rossi, I don't know if I'm ready for this. It's great. A lot of emotion right now. A lot of tension. You know, Mike gave me a chance. God bless him. I almost wish he'd have won. He's a great guy, and I'm just having a hard time right now.
Hale, the putt you made at 12 was a big one for the bogey. Maybe that's the one that kept you going.
Well, 12 was, yeah, but 14, you know, when he made the birdie at 14, and I made mine to stay with him. Of course, the 2-iron at 16 and the putt, that had to be the best of the week right there. But I just kind of, you know, I had to keep pecking away. It was not a good day, but if I could just stay there, and well, it's great.
A three-time champion, great going.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Now let's go back to Roger Twibel.